Welcome to Widener's Weather Wagers. How are we doing tonight, Sam?
I'm doing well. You're doing even more well.
Weller?
No, it was a good week overall for the show. I will.
Yeah.
I didn't go 0-2, so 1-1. 1-1 keeps your legs. Nobody's legs get broken over 1-1.
I mean, I will say we had that broom in the episode last week for that 4-0, and we're almost there this week. But you know what? Let's just get down to it. You had a hard on for Cam Newton.
William & Mary, yeah.
And that's basically what it came down
to. They didn't show up at all. I guess they got down a little bit early and just rolled over and died. I was glad, though. Remember, I thought, because I was teetering back and forth between them and Holy Cross. And if I would have played Holy Cross, oh, my God, I was mad. I just stopped following it. I'm like, yep, easy cover, getting over 17 and a half, 18 and a half. And then later on, I see they lost by 21. So
it was on the bad beat segment of the Monday night.
At least if you took my William & Mary, you didn't have to worry about following the game on my end because it was an easy loss for my end of it. However, you did give out the winner on this game, which was indeed an under.
Yes, absolutely. That was one I liked from the beginning. It was cold, elevation. The field wasn't in great shape. A little bit of wind, and William & Mary didn't really show up. They didn't really have much of a chance, unfortunately. But they were almost so bad that they almost gave up enough points to Montana State to go over. But it stayed under. It wasn't looking good for us early on. It was they were really racking on the points, but it did end up staying under. It was a blowout, and there wasn't really much scoring at the end. So that worked out. At least we got that one out of it.
My bad bet almost made you lose.
Yeah, that's how you roll sometimes.
Yeah. And then I'll get my win out of the way. Baltimore Ravens straight up, and it was kind of what I expected in terms of, the Steelers aren't good. And Huntley is more than good enough when he gets a full week. Now, he did get injured during this game, which worried me a little bit, but that's how good of a play it was. He still – what?
I said, so did Pickett. Pickett got injured in the first quarter. So.
Yeah, it worked out. I mean, although Trubisky turned it over a bunch, he moved the ball way better than Pickett's. But they moved the ball better than I expected. But the Ravens defense got the turnovers. So we got the mouse got the cheese there for us, which was nice. But let's go to the big play of the week, in my opinion. And I'll put up here so people can recap. That 1-1 by me. There's we recap what we do, win, lose. We'll let you know. I'm 7-4 on the year. Very pleased with that. 1-1. I'll have 2 more picks for you this week. Stay tuned. But you went 2-0, and your second one was the Army-Navy over.
Yes.
And let me tell you, it's nice to be on the good side of some shit luck.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not proud of it, but if you remember back to a couple of weeks ago, we lost one like that with the Buffalo Bulls going to overtime. I forget who the hell they played, but they went to overtime and we lost one there. So this was kind of nice. I wasn't able to watch the game.
I did.
I was seeing.
I love America, unlike you, so I watched the game.
I'm sure I had something going on. I mean, every weekend is fucking nuts when you have kids this time of year. So
they need to learn to respect the Army and the Navy. All right. But
I saw it come out during the week, and the weather. There wasn't really any weather that was going to play a big role into this, and I feel like it was just so overhyped. 16 unders in a row. It got bet down pretty quickly to 32. It was, 33 for a little bit, and then it got down to 32, and I'm thinking about it. It's just too low for a college game. In the end, it wasn't too low.
It wasn't, no.
It wasn't too low, but I was like, I'm taking the over. I'm going to break the streak. I'm going to go against what I'm here for. And I posted it as a play. And
what's crazy is, again, he posted follow, and I'll get the ticker going for everybody, where the streak is broken, but got the ticker going. Follow at under Mike 626. We try to put all our plays on the show, but stuff changes during the week. Yeah. So Michael tweeted out that way you get it, as soon as possible, and you can get on. But yeah, I put up the streak is broken. It shouldn't have been. I also had some wagers myself personally. I did not make it a pick, but had some personal wagers on this over, and I was very pleased with the outcome, especially since it was 10-10 going to overtime. So I'm like, all right,
yeah,
like it legitimately needs to go touchdown, or field goal, and then somebody scores a touchdown in the second overtime. And they each scored a touchdown on the first play of overtime.
Yeah, I saw the highlights. I was like, oh my God, it wasn't even like a sweat at all.
No, it was glorious. I mean, it was glorious. For the under Mike crew. I was watching the game right away. I was like, oh my God, this game might not get over 10 total. Yeah. There was plays where guys were wide open. The quarterback wasn't seeing them. There was an early missed field goal, I believe. So yeah, it's nice to be on the right side of things for once there. And the streak has been broken thanks to Under Mike. So let's get this up here, and I'll remove that trailer. So last week, there's the under in the William and Mary game and the over in Army and Navy. Under Mike brings his season record to 14-5. So pretty stellar. Way to go.
Thank you.
Our overall show record is sterling 21-9. I don't know how much longer we can get. It's a 70% win rate, probably long term. And the other people aren't going to tell you this. That's pretty much unsustainable to win 70%. You don't need a job.
When you're on the show, I mean, we're not going to win.
I mean, but hey,
we'll get there.
Get in while the getting's good. Close. What?
I think we can keep it close.
Yeah, I mean, 70%. You shouldn't have a job, Mike.
Yeah.
You should just be traveling around, getting your money down, and that's it. But hey, get in while
maybe it'll come to that.
Get in while the getting's good. 21-9 overall show record. We haven't had a combined losing week yet. So good things there. Let's get into this week though. And let's talk a little bit about what you see out there.
Yeah, so this week I already posted a play. I mean, I'm loving these FCS playoffs. I'm 2-0 on unders, which is there was probably like 4 unders total in all of the playoff games.
You found your niche.
So yeah, I just you got some of these small schools up in the north where the weather this time of year is not too pleasant. And so I jumped on this one yesterday. I posted it when the line came out. The line came out at 59.5 on the Montana State, South Dakota State game. I checked the weather. It's looking like it's going to be in the single digits with some wind. Probably wind chill in the negative 10 in that area. So yeah, I jumped on that one initially right when the line came out, thinking that it may drop a little bit. And unfortunately, before I got to post it on Twitter, the line actually dropped 2 points. I don't know if that was FanDuel reacting to my bet or someone put a little bit more on it. But
it should. It wasn't the amount of the bet, because I mean, if it is, they'd be going under. But I don't know. Maybe they got your account flagged as a weather sharp. Who knows? But to tell everybody out there, I didn't get it either. So, I mean, Mike put the bet in, didn't probably think it was going to change much, and then was going to tweet it out, and it instantly changed. So I did see today, though, it's at 58.
Yeah.
And that's what I got it at. So I'm going to put up Mike's play as Montana State under. He played it, full disclosure, 59.5. He still thinks it's good at 58. I have it at 58. We're going to use 58 for the quote-unquote show record. So if it comes 59, Mike will probably silently fist pump because his bet wins. but the show will take an L since we're putting it out there at the 58.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised, honestly, with that movement. When it dropped to 57.5 initially, I didn't think it was going to go back up, and I actually saw it actually did go up to 58.5 at FanDuel and 58 at Caesars, I believe. So I don't know that, and I mean these games probably don't get a ton of action, but this could have been some schlum rich dude or whatever that thought this was way too low of a number, didn't look at the forecast or anything, put 20 grand on it. I don't know.
Not a lot of YouTube videos being made about Montana State games here. But hey, that's what we're here for. Win's a win. So Montana State, South Dakota State. That game is being played Saturday, December 17th, 4 p.m. 3
p.m. their time.
I just looked now. I'm seeing there are some sites. I have it at 58. I played it at 58. I'm seeing some 58.5.
Mm-hmm.
I just look now and I'm seeing South Dakota State. It looks like here. Is that we have -6? I'm looking.
I had 5.5.
Yeah, it's showing like 6 now. I'm not making an official play on the game. I would lean towards South Dakota State. If you remember last week, I gave you the Army lean.
Yes, you did. I think I leaned the other direction.
You did. I think because you just think I'm terrible, which is fine. That's appropriate. But so that's what we got going on in that game. What else do you got?
What else do I have? Well, looking at the forecast, we got a couple Saturday NFL games this week, and that kind of threw me for a little loop. I didn't get on them quite as soon as I should have, I guess. I didn't realize that initially, but yeah. So we got Miami at Buffalo Saturday night. There is a possible lake effect set up in Buffalo. Nothing like the 4 feet from a couple weeks ago, but there could be some snow for this game. The line opened at 47.5 and it's at 42 right now. Miami and Buffalo. I just can't pull the trigger on it right now.
Miami looked like absolute dog shit the last game.
That it's weird. Yeah, they look bad in the game against the Chargers. Buffalo hasn't been stellar. There was a little bit of weather in Buffalo last week with the Jets game, but usually with a strong quarterback like they have, I don't really go nuts over playing unders unless there's like the field's in really terrible shape or it's like 25 to 30 mile per hour winds. And it was some light rain, light snow, and no one could score in the first half of that game. So I don't know. I'm not doing anything with this one right now, but it's one that I'm going to keep monitoring and kind of see how the snow sets up. If it's going to be something where there's going to be a band over the stadium, they're going to get a couple inches and the field's going to be a mess, I'm probably going to play it at the time. But at 47, I would play it right now, but it's at 42, and I'm not going to do anything with it right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you have any thoughts on that?
That's why you follow the Twitter account, because it could be something he could see that he likes on the fly and make a play.
It might be an over, honestly.
I watched that game closely. That it was a primetime Miami game, and they just looked like all sorts of Tua was just, and that Chargers defense ain't great. But I do I'm a big bounce back theory, and some of the team plays a really bad game, odds are, that they're going to maybe play a little bit better the next game if they're a decent team. Mm-hmm. Although, man, the Finns, a warm weather team going in the cold is always a thing.
Yeah.
I'd stay away from the side. I probably wouldn't even have a lean there either way at 7.5.
But no, Miami just played 2 games in the West Coast. I think they were at San Francisco.
Yeah, and then at LA.
And now they're at Buffalo Saturday night in the cold.
Right.
It's not really looking good for them.
I mean, at least it's in the same time zone.
Yeah. But that's a rough stretch. You have two 2 away games on the West Coast, and then you get back here in this time zone, and you got to play at Buffalo on Saturday night.
Yeah, divisional game though too. Sometimes those are tough. Although the Eagles destroyed the Giants this past weekend, and if somebody would put a gun to my head and said you think the Eagles win by double digits or single digits, I would have taken the single digits with a gun to that. I wouldn't have bet the game, just because I thought it was a spot to let down. I'm like, it's scary being an Eagles fan because they just went in and just dismantled the Giants surgically. Like there was no ifs, ands, or buts. They just went in and no issues. So I'd stay away from that game though. The Bills Dolphins on the sides in general.
Okay. The other one from Saturday is Baltimore at Cleveland. It's going to be cold. There's going to a chance of a little snow shower or two. Nothing crazy, but there is going to be some wind. It looks to be maybe 15 to 20 miles per hour. Again, I've been looking at that. Both teams, I'd think about playing the under regardless, just, what Baltimore has right now. I don't know what's their situation, Sam? Do you know? I didn't get to see anything with their quarterbacks. Is Lamar coming back or what?
Last I saw, they were still both listed as questionable.
Okay.
So it's tough to kind of figure out. The latest story I saw here was they didn't know if they'd have either. I'm saying I don't think there's any chance Lamar plays.
Okay.
So based on everything I said, I think no chance Lamar plays. Huntley, I'm looking just for the latest update. The last one I just saw here, still in the protocol, but he went through the walkthrough. So it's just a matter of can he clear the concussion protocol or not.
Yeah.
If not, I don't think there's any chance that they put Lamar out there unless he'd be 100%, which I don't think he could be.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be a tough situation. But if there's any team I think I like Harbaugh as a coach. I think he's a quality leader. But yeah, you're out in the NFL. Playing a third string quarterback is pretty much, a sentence for losing for the most part. The guy that's in there, Anthony Brown.
Scoring, turnovers. It's just there's too many variables right now for me in that game to do anything with it. And, it's just something I'm gonna, keep looking at, but I'm not making any plays on it right now.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Just one of those ugly games, and it's that division is just all rivalry, tough rivalry, cold weather type things, and who knows how well the Browns are with Watson now, how they really feel about him. So that's probably one. Again, it's a tough game. I'd stay away from it probably. Again, I know people want action. We'll give you a couple plays. But that one just too tough to call right now. I agree.
So staying on NFL, I am going to put out another play. It's a little bit farther in advance, but I'm looking at the temperature, just the team situations, and I am going to post, or I'm going to say it here. I'll post it on Twitter as well. But the Rams at the Packers Monday night, it's at 39.5. I am going to go with under 39.5. It is finally going to be getting pretty cold in Green Bay. There's a storm system coming through this week, and on the back side of it, there's going to be some really, really cold air. And we're Tuesday right now. We're looking ahead 6 days, so things can change a little bit, but for the most part, temperature-wise, they have a pretty good idea of where they're going to be, and this temperature looks to be probably around 10, 11, 9, somewhere in that area with a little bit of a wind. It's going to be, again, wind chills probably 0 or below 0.
And this is a Baker Mayfield letdown spot game, I feel like.
That came out of
that win was incredible.
Yeah.
one of the best performances. I mean, he literally was there a day, maybe. I don't understand. He could even quarterback being. How do you memorize enough plays? And
Made no sense. I can't
90,
get over it.
98 yards down the field with no timeouts. I mean, that's something that, a Tom Brady, a Peyton Manning in their prime do, not, a guy that just got there that's close to potentially being out of the league and takes down a team that's out its number one receiver, its number two receiver.
Yeah.
That's just an incredible thing. But I do, like I say, the bounce, I'm thinking this is a bounce the other way. When said that maybe they come down to earth a little bit after that crazy win. I don't have it right now as an official play. I'm going to look at it a little more, potentially to the Packers. But no, I like that angle. I think it makes the under even better. I don't, I think the Rams, if they score 14 points this game, 17 maybe, most I could see. Packers aren't the offensive juggernaut, that people think of when they think of Aaron Rodgers. Watson's given them some big playability, but these games, it could be a 21-14 game, a 24-14 game, 21-10, 24-10. So I like that play from you. I think that's solid.
Yeah, so that's where I'm going to go tonight. That's my two picks. I am looking at one other one. I'm not playing anything yet. Just looking at it. There is the storm that's going to be coming through our area Thursday and Friday. The bowl game that's at Fenway Park, Cincinnati, Louisville. It looks like the morning could be a little snowy, maybe a little rain. It's kind of going back and forth with some snow showers, some rain showers as that storm's departing. The wind's going to probably be decreasing a little bit as they go through the day there, but it looks like an 11 a.m. start on Saturday. And
sleepy.
I was considering it, but the total's at 41.5 right now for a college game, and unless it's Army Navy, I don't like anything that low.
Well, I'll tell you what, Louisville's Cunningham, their quarterback, I've followed him for years. He's been there forever. He's not playing. They've got other people that are probably not going to play.
Okay.
Evans, their running back's probably not going to play. And they've played just to give you an idea here, they played Kentucky, another very low-scoring team. Final score is 26-13 Kentucky.
Okay.
So without Cunningham, he's an elite, not passer, but he's just a scoring type threat because of how well he can run the ball. They played NC State, another low-scoring team. They won 25-10, 35 points. Clemson, 31-16. JMU, they won 34-10. Pittsburgh, 24-10 game. So they've got that 30s potential. A lot of their high-scoring games have been against teams, with suspect defense, to say the most. So I think the under's viable. It is an interesting scenario because Louisville's head coach, Scott Satterfield, it just left. And he took the job against the team they're playing, Cincinnati. So literally the guy is going from one sideline to the other. Now,
it was like too much, like the head's exploding with all this input.
Yeah. I think I don't know what the motivation will be. He won't be on either sideline because it'd just be too unprofessional in that scenario to be with the new team. He'll be watching, I'm sure, from a booth, evaluating his new guys. Do the new guys try to show out for their new coach? Does the new team try to put on a show against his old team? Are some of the guys that are at Louisville bitter that he left and they try to, shove it? That I was trying to figure out like an angle for a side. But this I think the under is definitely a possibility. Let's just say that. Just want to give you a little bit of information.
Do you know if they're? I know you mentioned a couple of their main offensive guys. Do you know if any of their main defensive guys are playing
deeper for Louisville?
Yeah.
There should be like a website that just tracks bowl opt-outs.
Yeah, right.
They'd get a lot of hits right now. Thing is, people are ahead of it, and the line moves.
Yeah.
I saw one the other day where Coastal Carolina's quarterback said he was transferring and the line moved. And then a couple hours later, he's like, oh, I'm still playing in the bowl game. And the line went crazy back. I'm looking here just trying to see. So it says here, the one site I use, Cunningham's out. 3 of the running backs are out. A starting wide receiver's out. An offensive lineman, a backup defensive lineman, and a starting corner.
What is the actual line and the spread in this?
1 and 41.5 is what I saw.
All right. So maybe we might lean Cincinnati. I don't know.
I don't think anybody defensively is out on Cincy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wasn't even, but I think that under could fly. Might as well, while we're here talking about Saturday, I'll give out one of my plays.
Yeah, I'm all done with that. So yeah, it's all to you now. So what you got?
So again, I know people talk closing line value and getting the best number, and then, don't get me wrong, that's super important. Not always going to be possible with the way we do this show, and I don't always like Michael tweet out as soon as he's putting a play in. I don't do that just because I'm the guest, kind of recurring at this point though. So I like Oregon State, Florida that same day in the Las Vegas Bowl at 2:30 Eastern. Oregon State is a 10.5 point favorite against Florida. Florida's starting quarterback has declared for the draft. He was, again, another one of those do-it-all guys that really makes them go. Their backup was the guy that was John Kitna's son, Jalen,
Right.
who was arrested for the child pornography thing going on. So they were going to play a walk-on, and then their transfer from Ohio State, who people didn't think was going to play this year or wasn't ready, is now being flung into the game and starting, and he's backed up by the walk-on. I think the Florida motivation will be extremely low flying across country. It's an SEC team. I don't think they'll give two shits about this bowl game.
Where's it being played?
Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And Oregon State, now granted, 10.5 is a lot of points. You're thinking, oh man, giving 10.5 to an SEC team, and the line opened way lower. So this is a high. You're taking the worst end of it right now. I still think it's still a profitable play at 10.5. It's not the lock it was before, but I'm still going to give it out. Oregon State minus 10.5. They laid an egg in their last bowl game. I think they're going to have motivation to come out and really put on a show. It's not as far as travel for them, Oregon to Las Vegas. I think they'll have a lot of supporters there. And I think Oregon State, I think the two Pac-10 teams or Pac-12 that are the most Big Ten SEC-like in terms of physicality are Utah, who's in the Rose Bowl, and Oregon State in this game. Oregon State's got a good defense. Unless Florida's defense scores, I don't see Florida getting past 14. 14, I think, would be the cap there.
Okay.
I used to give out those team total unders. Burn me. Not going to make that the official play, but maybe play that if you like. I'm going to make Oregon State minus 10.5 against Florida an official play.
Okay.
And then the other game I have for you, and I'm just going to bring up just to see again and again, if you can find 10, obviously take 10. I'll put it at 10.5. I saw some 10s. I see 10.5. I'll put 10.5. And then I have just finding, let me update the spread here. Okay, so it's soon. So you get action soon this way. Thursday, December 15th, NFL, San Fran at Seattle.
Interesting.
San Fran minus 3.5. Seattle plus the 3.5. So, yes, mark that down. I'm taking two Northwest teams, Seattle and Oregon State. Seattle is at home. They have one of the best home field advantages in all of sports. They've been struggling recently. That's clear. But San Fran's short rest, traveling. I know it's not far, but still short rest traveling.
Purdy.
Seattle, great home field. Brock Purdy. He's had it all his own way, tame California crowds, it is going to be hell in Seattle.
Mhm.
So I think this game is ripe for an upset. I could see Seattle winning this straight up, but definitely since it's 3.5, take the points. Seattle plus 3.5 against the 49ers. I just think this is one of those games where San Fran comes in all high on itself, and they run into a Seattle team that's played poorly lately. Seattle needs a win, and the Brock Purdy train gets derailed a little bit. I mean, I know this kid's got they said, oh, he's got that dog in him, as everybody says, the dog in him. He's cocky, whatever. I think he's going to get a little bit of, and it's probably good for them long run. I think he gets a little bit of dose of reality.
Yeah.
It's brought back down a little level. So there are my picks. Oregon State minus 10.5, Seattle plus 3.5 as my official picks. So that's what I have. I'll put back up our little ticker here for folks to remember to follow you at UnderMike626 and add the alerts so they get your picks as soon as you put them out when there's changes. I'm at the RealScav if you want to follow me and subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Widener's Weather Wagers. That way that algorithm will force feed you these incredible videos and you can get the picks and make comments, questions, whatever. We'll try to get to them.
Hey, if you comment, I'll answer.
Yeah, we're trying to build this up. Hey, what a
Unless
better way to do
I
it.
don't answer you.
Winners, $100.
Might be, if I keep winning overs, I might have to rename the page Widener's Winning Wagers, not specifying whether.
Well, you played a weather over. You didn't think the weather would be that bad.
there was no weather. It's
yeah. But hey, $100 wager that's just blindly following the show right now is up over $1,000, up 11.10. So hey, you can fade us if you like to. Heck, go in the comments and heckle and fade. Fuck you at the RealScav. San Fran's one of the best teams in NFC, and Seattle blows. Like, that's fun too. Like, So
who gets the last laugh?
Yeah, we enjoy doing this. It's fun. We're gonna keep doing it. All the way through the season, and then who knows? We might have some random XFL and USFL and and potential Pennsylvania Little League football potentially too.
If Sam reminds me there's some type of sport that has an outdoor field, I'll try to look it up. But we plan to keep this going and start something for next year, I hope. And this is kind of just the start, so this is the time to get in and get it done. Let's win some wagers.
I have nothing else. Do you, Mike?
All right. Nope. Signing off.
All right. We'll see you later.